Okay, welcome. Again, my name is Mary Trent, and I'm the Technology Integration Specialist here at Kemper Catholic. I'm also on the Northwest STEM Advisory Committee. I also do some teaching through Heartland AEA and also AEA PD Online. And I'll let Nancy introduce herself here too.
Yeah, I'm Nancy Peterman. I teach at Kemper Catholic also. I'm the business teacher, technology teacher, and I assist in integration and with hardware support. And I also teach some online courses for the Heartland AEA.
And so today, what we're asking the providers, the STEM providers, is we want to know if you'd like to partner with us and help us manage sort of a learning community for the teachers that have been awarded the scale-ups. And I'll kind of share my screen now with you so you can see some of the documents that we'll be discussing, okay? It'll be just a second or two. Okay, you should all be able to see my screen, isn't that correct? Yep, okay, I'm seeing nods, that's good. Okay, one of the sites that we'd like to use for this is called Agora. And I keep saying Angora like a sweater, but it's not, it's Agora. And so no sweaters involved, it's just Agora. And basically Agora is an online learning community. It's a place that our STEM recipients could go. They could collaborate with you folks, they could collaborate with each other, they could hop in to see what other scale-up programs are doing. We can, in this environment, offer lots of other different options too. And so I'm going to kind of drill in here a little bit so you get to see what the options are that we can do. And Nancy and I, from our point of view, we would be managing this for you. We would sort of be the bridge between you folks and teachers, just sort of helping to make those connections going. And so after I meet with you folks, or after we meet with you folks, then and sort of see if you want to jump on board with us, then our next stop is to either talk to Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds or the Director of Board of Education and seek out some funding for this. We're hearing that funding is the best way to kind of keep this going. We talked to Evan Abbey, who is also the head of AEA PD Online, and he strongly suggested that funding be put towards that and make it more of a part-time job, if you will, because it allows for more sustainability if that happens, and that things will get done more so than just volunteering. So that's what we're kind of, and plus it's quite a bit of work too, so that's kind of what we're looking for. So I'll go ahead and drill down here a little bit. So we're at the Agora site, which is at AEA PD Online. And when I get down here, you'll notice that there already is an Iowa STEM module here. However, that has not been edited or fixed up in the last few years. So we'll either edit this or fix that up as well. But right here, we're going to go into the scale-up community. And what we have here then are all of the scale-ups. We've sort of put pictures in there again. I am a very visual person myself, and I know a lot of teachers, you know, they learn better if they see it, if they can feel it, you know, and see if it's going to work in their classroom. So that's one of the things that I kind of went off of for myself, and I like the pictures and things. So this allows anyone, once they get in here, they can click in any of these and see what's going on in the other scale-ups. And I know that when we were at the STEM conference, I know several of you folks mentioned that you'd really like to start doing some collaboration amongst yourselves as well. This could be an environment for that to happen too. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Pint-Sized Science. This is one that we've sort of set up a template for. Again, it doesn't have to exactly be like this, but it's something that we think will help get the ball rolling for your folks and see what the opportunities are. As you can see, there would be these, it's just a real simple link. We want it to be real simple, easy to follow. So you folks could send us announcements to post, contact information, your calendar of events. We could have that linked here. On-demand learning, and this is where Nancy and I would supply how-to videos for teachers, how to upload pictures and videos of what is being implemented in their classroom with STEM, which also ensures that they're actually implementing, you know, the STEM scale-ups in their classroom. So it's evidence for us as well. Also, they can learn from each other. So we'll be teaching them how to do that and then sharing their videos. There'll be community forums. Again, this is where they're going to have discussions, ask questions, troubleshoot, any of those things. And they could be doing it with each other and you folks as well, and with us too. So they're going to get lots of support. And then here's a place for them to upload their videos that we want them to take. And there's so many devices out there. Even their smartphones can take, video, and it's pretty easy to upload those to YouTube and send them on their way. But I think that's one of the things that's really important to kind of continue, is to have that video evidence being present. The next thing too is where it says K-12 resources. It's kind of a link there, and basically that's what it is, a link of resources that we could supply, and with you folks as well. If you have certain web links and things that you want to share with the participants, we could post all those there. And then we kind of like this too, pin your location too. I think it's great to do that as well. So like if I'm a teacher in Carroll, Iowa, for instance, and I'm implementing a scale up, I can look on the map and say, oh, there's someone else over at, across the town or at another town near me. Maybe we could do something collaboratively, or I have a question, I wonder if she'd come in or he would come in. So, I mean, that would be a really nice thing too, to see that their community where those folks are at and kind of set up those connections as well. So that's kind of the general layout of what we would go with. And then, as I said, Nancy and I would we would manage these kinds of areas for you. You would just email us, send us stuff, and we will post the things up there. We can also help facilitate, and we'd like to do several of these too, of doing Zoom webinars like we're doing today with your participants, and really making those connections with the teachers, and so they feel supported. And they can do that amongst themselves as well too, set up those virtual meetings. Again, the whole idea is to try to provide them support throughout the school year, and also to have them form this learning community with other STEM scale-up folks that, and not just their own scale-up, but the other scale-ups as well. As I said, you can go, if I go back here to the Agora site, I can pop into any other scale-up community and take a look at it. So that's one of the things that's really nice too, is that if I don't know what KidWin's all about, I can go ahead and hop in there and take a look at the pictures and videos and say, hey, you know what? I can really do this in my classroom. This is going to make sense for me. And so that's another added bonus to this environment as well. And really, this Agora community is going to be as great as we make it. It's one of those things where if we don't have a lot of participation, then those kinds of things kind of falter or go to the wayside. And so I think having Nancy and myself manage this site and make sure things are getting done, in a timely manner and that sort of thing, and encouraging that community, I think will really make this a pretty successful environment. So, do you have anything else to add? I know we're working too, obviously, so we had a call at the door. So, but do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I know one thing that drew my attention to this is, as a scale-up participant in previous years, as a teacher, getting emails is great, but to find those emails again, when there was documents in there or deadlines and things like that, it was really tough. And sharing Google Documents was okay, but again, it's all over the Google Drive and things like that, where having it located in one location where I know I can go and get the document when I need it, or check the deadlines when I need it, or, as Mary said, finding someone to help me right then and there when I had an issue or a question. I can go right there, kind of a community source of networking for other people that are in the same situation. They might have a quick answer instead of me having to go out and try to find it myself.
Yep. And so again, and today we're meeting with you folks just to kind of get your yay or nay if you'll want to join us in this endeavor. And and we're asking, of course, some commitment of your time too, to provide the content, if you will, and links, and also participate in some virtual things. But we really feel like we can help you facilitate that community and increase and improve your communication with the teachers as well, and teachers amongst themselves. So let me open up to you folks and see, and if you have questions or comments, any of that kind of thing, we'll let you kind of respond. I'll stop sharing my screen here, and we'll go back.
Do you prefer chat or taking off audio? What's your preference?
Let's do audio. It's fine. There's some here too. Okay, it looks like you guys are ready sharing. Okay, do I need an Agora account? The teachers would log in, and we would help them to do that as well. And one of the things that that we'd like to incorporate also is the summer trainings. When they go for their 2 days of the summer training, we'd like for this to be introduced then, so that they know that this will continue to support them throughout, and we can get their account set up and those sort of things during those times as well.
So is that part of the funding that you're going for, Mary, is paying for those accounts, or is that free?
The accounts are free.
Okay.
The funding is mainly the time and the setup and the design of the community.
So how much, it sounds like a great idea. I'm really excited about it. And it sounds like it's a great opportunity to, for teachers to connect and for us to better support those folks that are using our, our program in the case of ST Math. I'm just wondering what do you think it's going to take from our side? Is it sort of like the initial setup of those categories, and then maybe on a monthly basis, or I don't know, quarterly or something, kind of update, or when there's some new information, like we're a new release or a new online.
That your participation, I mean, obviously at the beginning of the setup is going to, we're going to need your help doing that, getting the content and things on there that we need. But really the participation, can be as much or as little as you need. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever something comes up, shoot it to us. We'll put it in the community. That way everyone can see it. There can be discussions. And I mean, so we know that there will be times in the year where, you might be busier than somebody else or whatever. And so we're ready to, that's why we're kind of the two of us like team it, because we do actually have real jobs too. And
really?
Yeah, we have kids and husbands and stuff too. But that way the two of us, between the two, we can tag team it. And I feel confident that our turnaround time will be very quick. We're on email and all the time and stuff. So
we would be primarily communicating with you directly. So the question from Asia about needing an Agora account. I almost said Angora too.
I know.
If we go to AEAPD online, do we need a username and password or anything to get in so we can kind of take a look at this, or what?
Yeah, you have to become a member, and then once you have that, you log in that way every time.
So a member of Agora.
AAPD online. And once you
AAPD account,
you just set up a free account, and once you're in, you're in.
And we can do that on our own.
Yes. Yeah, and if you want,
Mary.
Yes.
This is Beverly.
Hi, Beverly.
Would we be able? We did discuss some ideas about collaborating with each other. So if we wanted to, say, create an event and invite others to do it, how could that be facilitated through this program? For instance, if AWIM and the First Tech people are having some sort of event, how could we collaborate through this?
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The wireless customer you called is not available at this time. Please try your call again later. Announcement 1, switch 150-1. Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The wireless customer you called is not available at this time. Please try your call again later. Announcement 1, switch 150-1.
Know what's going on. We could certainly do that.
And as far as collaboration, there's a lot of web tools that we could connect into this community. So if you wanted them to be able to, like a Google document where everybody could type in it, or something along that line, we can post that in each of the scale-ups or in the scale-up, depending on how you're collaborating or who you're collaborating with.
Right. And we really do like Zoom because I think you notice too, it's pretty easy to use. You click on the link and you're in. And it's nice because we can record it, we can share screens. Those things are really nice to have. Other questions, thoughts, comments?
So when would you like to, get this started and gather information and what process?
Our next step, like as I said, would and Jeff Weld is going to help us with that as well. We'll be going to talk to either Kim Reynolds or again the director of the Department of Education of Iowa and talking to them about funding. So that's our next step. Today our goal is to get, like I said, that you'd like to join us in this endeavor and participate in this. That's kind of what we need today, and then from there we'll schedule that. But I do believe it's our plan to, in June and July, to be putting in content and getting them set up. And then that's my thinking, so that when they go to the summer training sessions in July or August, whenever they are, that again the providers there at those professional development times could let folks know, hey, this is an option, for you to participate in. And I just got a message that in Zoom you can do unlimited amount of webinars for 40 minutes a time. And so I have 10 minutes left. So I'm just there's a question here from Aisha too, like what kind of content, like webinar, how do I make commitment unless I know exactly what I have to contribute? And let me, you can, content, it could be like links to websites, it could be, videos that you have, how-tos, those kinds of things. And again, your content and your contribution really can be what you want it to be, as little or as much as you want. But of course, we would want to do as much as, that would make the community sustainable. Let's see. And Kidwin already has online resources to participate. Exactly. Okay. And those things we could make, those links could go on Agora too. And again, it's nice because it's a one-stop shop. So whether you're Kidwin or Pite-Sized Science, everyone's coming to one place. And that, again, could get other folks from other scale-ups to kind of peek into your scale-up and say, hey, this is really cool. I want to do this in my classroom. This is really going to make a difference. So that's what I think the benefit of this environment is, that you probably don't have at this point.
And you may not be creating content, brand new content. In other words, we're just creating a place for all that content to be housed and accessed. And so, like you were mentioning, across other scale-ups also. So it depends on each scale-up is a little different.
Mary, can I chime in a little bit?
Yes, please, Deb.
Sorry we're late getting off the manager's call to join in. This has never been done before, and the Agora space has really been sitting there waiting to be used. And this would be such a prime way to get everybody connected. As a STEM hub manager, the other major advantage I see is the ability for scale-up potential applicants, so that we're always going to be thinking in the future. So people who think I've not done it before, or I want to try this program in addition to what I have in another year, or whatever. This is a one-stop shop, like Mary said, where these folks could really go and pick up some STEM education tips from our part of the program. And I just find that so exciting.
Good
Mary,
afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Beverly. I want to say that as a new scale-up partner, everything's been a little confusing. We're just beginning to sort things out. So I would share Deb's enthusiasm there. Having a way to link with the other scale-up programs is sounding really good to me.
Thank you.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, this is Kim Glenn with Project Lead the Way, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts too. And with Project Lead the Way, we do have what's called a learning management system, and all of the curriculum live there. The PLCs are there. So we really have an interconnected Project Lead the Way piece already in place. That being said, so I unfortunately wouldn't say that I would necessarily direct our teachers to work there, because we already have a structure that we have to already encourage them to use, and sort of maintain and those relations and the content in those pieces. But I think it's an awesome idea, especially, I mean, for scale-ups that are just going and don't have those PLCs. I think this is fantastic, and I don't want to step away completely from it. So, like, if you still had maybe those Project Lead the Way pages, maybe you just condense it to one, you know, and then, but maybe that's something where I could do some moderation for, as the Project Lead the Way rep, and maybe I could put scale-up tips there and that sort of piece, and then if there are scale-up questions in particular, I could handle them sort of through that. And to be honest, I don't really know what this could mean as far as if I wanted to, like, at some point do, you know, a Q&A and answer everybody's question, which I really need to do right now. So I'm thinking about setting up, you know, my own go-to meetings, because I'm getting bombarded. And so I really do want to, like, address folks live and that sort of thing. And again, I don't know what your platform does, but I would be supportive of it in that fashion for sure, and would want to still be involved, even though our teachers really wouldn't be doing too much sharing on there, because we don't want to confuse the situation with that. But any potential or questions, even if they did get in there, I would help sort of answer those. But I really love the idea. I think this is great for folks that could use this, and it'd be great for others to see it as well. So I'll put what I can there maybe for us, but I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
Kim, I have a question for you. Do you have, like, discussion forums and also on this link that you have, or is it mainly the content that they use in the classroom?
It is everything.
Okay.
It is our one-stop shop. So, like you're saying.
Okay.
Great.
I'm just wondering, and to piggyback on that, I'm wondering if there's a way to, within Agora, you know, if teachers go in, because we have a lot of the same thing, you know. Wait, I'm sorry, that's my dog in the background. My puppy that's tearing things down. Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm just wondering if there's a way to, if we did want people to be able to, you know, if they went into Agora and they needed to contact me directly, would there be a way to guide and direct them to contacting me?
Absolutely. Like under the contacts link, we could definitely put your information there so that they could easily contact you there too. Right. And like Kim was saying too, if you already have an environment that you already have set up for a personal learning network, and if you allow us even just to link that from here, you know, again, then that could also be a way to connect and stuff too. So we realize that some of the scale-ups already have things in place and they work, but this is just another avenue that, you know, for ones that don't, and to also kind of get that collaboration between the scale-ups as well. Okay, before we run out of time, we have 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. Not that I'm looking at the clock or anything. But we need to get a consensus from you folks of a yay or a nay, whether you want to come, whether you'll be willing to be a part of this. And again, this can really be what we make it. And, you know, so we don't have all the exact answers at this point. This could be one of those things when we jump in and start swimming and see what works and what doesn't, and make modifications as needed. And this can really be whatever, you know, would work for you and your scale teachers that have won their awards. So I see ST Math says yes, texted in. Great. Okay. And again, if you don't know at this point, that's fine. You can always email me too and let me know. But as I said, we'd like to get the yays or nays before we go to our next meeting and ask for funding.
I have one question.
Yes.
Is this something where you would see, so like, let's say this year, so is it just that scale up year that this would be sort of supported for those programs?
Exactly. It's for this scale, it's for the 15-16 year. And then again, we can kind of look at this next year and see what we need to do as well for the following year. But it's to support the teachers of this year.
Now, saying that, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it has to stay as.
Right.
That's just the starting point, what we had envisioned, providing support to parents. Now, if you use it a little bit differently, that would be up to your scale up.
Right.
Well, I was thinking that in future years, could that look like, you know, I don't know, Scale Up alumni page? I mean, and then there's still information there, and you could still stay linked or current, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. And again, you know, as we said, when, you know, this can be a collection for videos, projects, you know, those kinds of things here too, for future Scale Up folks to go back and look at and say, oh, okay, this is going to work, you know, again too, or this is how it can fit in my classroom. So that would be a great thing too, to kind of archive some things from previous years too.
And this Agora community does not go away. It's not one of those things that closes down at the end of the 11 months. It's an ongoing community. So we would look and make plans for the following year if it, you know, goes the way we expect.
Mm-hmm.
Are there space limitations?
At this point, we haven't heard of any. There's a lot of room for growth. So
I think 1080 is probably